We're in today with the GTX 560 Special Edition. This is a 2012 video card from Zotac with 1 gig of VRAM, GDDR5, 288 shaders at 190 bits bus width with DirectX 11, running at 736 megahertz on the core clock with 957 megahertz on the memory clock. I'm gonna pair it up with this i9 10 Gen. I'm gonna see how this slow edition it's running in a couple of games. Let's start with Fortnite and see how the game is running on low details with performance mode on 1080p. Averaging really nice here, 100 FPS over, 150, those are not countable, but I say always 1 over 100 FPS, and that's enough for me. When it comes to average, this is the most important thing. Actually, the most important thing is the minima. That is around 25. I'm not gonna lie, this is not a good number, but it's working really nice. The frame time is good in this situation, so I can't complain. CPU usage and the system in this situation with this video card is doing quite fantastic. It's only using 20% on the CPU and less than 10 gig of system RAM. On the GPU side, you can actually see that the core is maxed out. So it needs to be cool, it needs to be thermal paste, it needs to be good, maximum RPM in this situation, and 0.8 gig of VRAM. So the GPU is doing a fantastic job. Let's take a look on it. 5000 RPM, maximum core load, maximum frequency, and maximum memory clock. Can I shoot? Yeah. Oh, can I shoot it? Oh. Okay, from here, I shoot it. It's very easy. Go. If you don't do this, I'm gonna disinstall the game. Let's jump into Dota and see on 1080p with low details, not minimal, low details, how the game is performing. Look at this. On a fight, apparently the average is kind of fantastic. Look at this. 35 FPS in the middle of the fight with low details. I think I have to put it on minimal in the middle of the fight. I think this video card is gonna lag. 60 FPS on average, 31 is still maintaining that 31. I actually seen 31 FPS in a team fight, so I'm guessing the resolution and the details need to be lowered just in case you don't want to hit that 31 mark, because in a team fight 31 FPS is not ideal in this game, so you need a steady 60 FPS in order to have that good team fight in the game, So on the GPU side, apparently with 5000 RPM, we're like 64 degrees. That's good for the video card, and only 0.7 gig of VRAM. And we're gonna put 60 FPS here. See, maybe in a team fight we'll manage to equalize that number. Maybe it's stabilizing the averages. I think that in a team fight, even if it's on 40-50% load now only, it will be maximum. And that's the only way that is going to influence the performance. Very aggressive team fight. Look at that. In a team fight, 60 FPS is still there. 38 minimal. The core load is reaching 50%. Whoa, this is it. Stays 41 FPS. So low details. That's the one. Let's try Farlight and see how it's working with full screen, monitor, smooth, and very high. Very good performance. Apparently I didn't drop it in FPS too much. 240 FPS on average with 70 on minimal. 120 on 1% is kind of fantastic. The core is doing really nice here in this situation. You can actually see that there is no problem on the minimals. So if I want to play this game, definitely. I didn't touch the render scale. Everything is on natural resolution, like normal resolution. I think the whole thing is optimal. This game is running really nice on this 560 slow edition. Whoa! Player one. Oh no, he took the kill. Let's jump into Minecraft and see how the GPU is performing. When it comes to gaming on an old video card like this, you need to have a lot of options, you understand? And on that option list, Minecraft is there. It doesn't utilize the video card and the system that much, I mean, come on, it's 90% load on the core because it's got 300, 200, 300 FPS. If you limit the FPS, the stress on the GPU becomes lower. Just wanted to see how the game is performing like this, yes? So if I want to play, how should I say, with normal FPS, high details, then I will limit it to, let's say, 60, 100 FPS, depending on the monitor refresh rate, and I will be okay. But you can actually see that the GPU is doing a fantastic job, and there is no complaining here. Let's try to limit the FPS and see how much we can get. So let's say 120 FPS, yes? If I put the GPU on 120 FPS, we are okay. Let's go to put some more details. Show off. Let's see. How we doing on the GPU side? Apparently 50% load on the core. Why is not 120 FPS maximum? I don't know. Seriously. So in this situation, maybe the CPU, no? Is 0%. It's not being utilized. Come on, look at it. There are so many cores with 0%. What the heck is going on there? Do I recommend Minecraft for this 560 slow edition? Yeah, it's kind of good, you know. Let's see how GTA 5 is running with the 560 SAD edition. All right, with 100% render scale, we get like 50 FPS on average with this 560 SAD edition. Yes. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good experience, you know, it's working really nice, but you can actually see the VRAM and the core is maxed out, so that is the problem. 21 FPS on minimal is not okay. 43 on 1%, it's okay, you know, it's playable, but if you're getting in a very crowded place, this whole thing is gonna collapse on your FPS and it will lag really hard. The system is not influenced, 10 gig of system RAM, you know, it's doing fantastic, but in this situation you can clearly see that you need to lower the render scale in this situation and put it to 0.5 render scale and see how it's working like that. Now in this situation the VRAM is 0.7, so it's using only 700 megabytes of VRAM in GTA 5 with 91% load on the core. That's on the limit, so I think in this situation we can put a little more detail. I want just a little better, so 0.6 on the render scale will be okay. Yeah, looks much better. What do we get as an average? I think with 90 FPS on average we'll get like 40-50 on minimal. That is the most important thing ever, you know, so I'm not gonna diss this video card just because of that. 1080p it's achievable in GTA 5. In the casino, apparently with 0.6 render scale, we are getting 60 FPS. So there is a big drop in the FPS because, yeah, you can actually see the VRAM is more utilized, 0.8 on the VRAM and 99% load on the core. So yeah, in the casino it's always crowded and it's always lower on the FPS. Let's try Valorant and see how the video card is working with everything. It's on 1080p with low details. Let's see how many FPS do we get with this game. 270. What? That's a lot of FPS, seriously, for this video card. 300 FPS on average, 52 on minimals, and 167 on 1%. It's kind of good to see this performance, you know. The CPU is not stressed out, so yeah, you can actually put older CPUs and older system because it's a very adequate game for this hardware. I mean, for the GPU, not for the CPU. Let's jump into CSGO and see how it's running, which I think this is on lowest details with Fidelity FX Super resolution on performance. 58 on average, it's kind of good for Counter-Strike to play with this video card, you know? You got like 50-60 FPS on average, 20 minimals and 27 on 1%. The game is working with this video card, but some people will suggest that you need a lower resolution in order to distress this video card. Now I'm on 720p. Yes. Now look at this, 8100 FPS already. Is the minimal and 1% improved? I mean, you can input anti-aliasing and improve the quality of the texture, you know, so you can get high detail models here, but the only thing it's important here is to increase the minimal and 1%, and if you can do that, that is fantastic. So in this situation we get 100 FPS on average with 20 on minimals. Well, apparently it's the same on 1080p, so I don't understand the situation, but whatever. If you like it on 720p, I think it's available, you know, because look at this, 98% load on the core and 0.9 on the VRAM. There's no problem with this video card. You have a lot of options in Counter-Strike to play the game, so if you really want to play it, there is 720p with high good FPS or 1080p with nearly 60 FPS. So I think it's a win for this video card in Counter-Strike 2. Apparently, the video card is not that bad, you know, it's just one of those Fermi video cards that is running okay-ish with light games and older titles. Can't say nothing bad about it, because if you can find a chip, it's worth it. It's good for an old machine, it's good for old games, it's good for light games, multimedia, email, YouTube, movies, all kinds of stuff that doesn't require a high-end GPU. That's it. The only thing is important in this situation to find a chip. If you can find a chip, then the whole thing, it's a positive experience with this video card.